Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of The Modern Life. I'm Alex, your resident productivity nerd. I'm the guy with 5 different apps for my to-do lists and 3 different income streams running at once.
And I'm Sam. I'm the guy who thinks the best way to spend a Saturday is definitely not looking at a spreadsheet. I'm more about that slow living, minimalism, and actually enjoying my coffee without checking my emails.
And today, we are diving into a topic that I know is buzzing in everyone's ears lately, the side hustle. Is it the golden ticket to financial freedom? Or is it just a one-way street to Burnout City?
Oh man. I feel like everywhere I look on Instagram or TikTok, someone is telling me that if I'm not monetizing my hobby, I'm wasting my potential. It's getting a bit much, don't you think?
I mean, I see where you're coming from, Sam, but look at the world right now. Rent is high, groceries are expensive, and let's be real, the 9-to-5 paycheck doesn't always stretch as far as it used to. Having a side hustle isn't just about being extra anymore. For a lot of 20-somethings, it's about survival and freedom.
Survival, sure. But I think we've crossed the line. It's like, if you like to bake cookies, you can't just enjoy the cookies anymore. People start saying, hey, these are great. You should start an Etsy shop. Then suddenly, your relaxing Sunday baking turns into managing orders, worrying about shipping costs, and dealing with angry customers because a cookie broke in the mail. Where does it end?
That's a fair point. But think about the upside. I started my side gig freelance graphic design about 2 years ago. At first, yeah, it was extra work, but that money paid for my vacation to Japan last year. If I just relied on my main job, I'd still be staring at pictures of Tokyo on Pinterest instead of actually being there.
Wow. Japan was cool. I'll give you that. But tell the truth, Alex. How many nights did you stay up until 2 a.m. clicking away at your mouse while your friends were out having pizza?
Laughs. Okay, you caught me. There were definitely many pizza nights missed. But that's the trade-off, right? It's about building something. I think the side hustle culture is popular because our generation realized that the dream job at a big corporation isn't always stable. Having your own thing, your own little online business, gives you a safety net.
I get the safety net idea. I really do. But I worry about the mental cost. When your free time becomes work time, you never actually rest. Your brain is always on. I read a study that said human brains need unstructured play to stay creative. If every minute is monetized, we lose that.
Right. I totally agree that we need a balance. But for the listeners who want to get started, maybe they have a skill and they want that extra $500 a month. It's easier than ever. You don't need a physical shop anymore. You can start a freelance gig on sites like Upwork or Fiverr or sell digital products.
Since you're the hustler here, walk me through it. If I hypothetically wanted to start a side gig without quitting my day job, what's the first step? Without losing my mind?
Step 1 is definitely the skills audit. Sit down and write what you're good at that people might pay for. It doesn't have to be CEO level stuff. Can you organize photos? Can you write catchy captions? Can you edit short videos?
I'm actually decent at editing videos for my dog's Instagram.
Exactly. That's a huge market right now. Small businesses need people to make reels and TikToks for them because they don't have the time. Step 2 is starting small. Don't go out and buy a $2,000 laptop and a fancy desk. Use what you have. Spend 1 hour a day, just one after work or before work, to build your portfolio.
1 hour sounds manageable. But what about the legal stuff? Taxes? That's what scares me away.
Keep it simple at the start. Most countries have a threshold where you don't even have to report the income if it's very small. But once you start making, say, over $1,000, just keep a separate bank account. That's my biggest tip. Keep your work money and your hustle money in different places so you don't accidentally spend your tax money on a new pair of shoes.
Separate bank account. Okay, that makes sense. But here's my big concern, Alex. Let's talk about point number 3, burnout. I've seen people start these side hustles, they get a little success, and then they start working 80 hours a week. They look tired, they're stressed, and they stop liking the thing they used to love. How do you avoid that?
That is the million-dollar question. Honestly, you have to set hard borders. For me, I had to learn the hard way. Last year, I was designing logos every single night. I started hating the sight of my computer. I realized I had no off switch.
So what did you do?
I set a no-screen Sunday rule. No matter how much a client offered me, I wouldn't touch a project on Sunday. And I stopped taking clients who were emergencies. You know the ones, the people who email at 11 p.m. saying they need something by 8 a.m.?
Ugh, those are the worst. I think that's the problem with the hustle mindset. It makes you feel guilty for sitting on the couch. Like if you're watching a movie, you think, I could be learning a language, or I could be shipping orders.
Exactly. And that's where you have to be careful. You have to treat your side hustle like a job, not a lifestyle. When the work hours are over, the boss part of your brain needs to fire the employee part of your brain for the night.
I like that analogy. I think for me, the minimalist approach is about asking, why? Why do I want this extra money? Is it for something that will actually make my life better? Or am I just trying to keep up with people on social media who have fancy cars?
That's a deep question, Sam, and I think that's where a lot of people go wrong. They see a life coach on YouTube flying in a private jet and think they need that. But maybe you just want an extra $200 a month so you can buy high-quality groceries or pay off your student loans faster.
Right? If the goal is small and specific, the stress is lower. But when the goal is, I want to be a billionaire, you're never going to be happy. You're just going to work until you collapse.
Wow, we got heavy there for a second, but it's true. I actually read a story about a girl who loved making pottery. She started a side hustle selling her bowls online. She got so popular that she was making 50 bowls a week. She ended up getting a repetitive motion injury in her wrist and had to stop pottery forever. She lost her hobby and her business because she didn't know when to say enough.
That's heartbreaking. That's exactly what I'm talking about. We have to protect our hobbies. Some things should stay just for fun. Not everything needs a price tag.
I agree. I think the sweet spot is finding something you're good at, but maybe something you're not emotionally attached to. Like, I like graphic design, but I don't love it with my whole soul. If a client wants a boring logo, I don't care. It's just work. But my music, I would never sell my songs or try to make a business out of them. That's my sacred space.
That's a really smart distinction. Use your skills to make money, but keep your passions for yourself.
Exactly. So, to wrap it up for our listeners, if you're feeling the itch to start something, go for it. But do it with your eyes open. Ask yourself, am I doing this for freedom, or am I just creating a second prison for myself?
And if you find yourself working on a Saturday night while your dog is looking at you sadly because you won't play fetch, close the laptop. The money will be there tomorrow. But your dog only stays a puppy for so long.
Laughs. Spoken like a true minimalist, Sam. I think I might actually go home and turn off my phone for a few hours today. You've convinced me.
My work here is done.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We hope this helped you think about your time and your money a little differently. If you enjoyed this, share it with a friend, maybe a friend who's working a bit too hard lately.
Stay hydrated, take a nap, and remember, you are more than your productivity. Catch you in the next one.
Bye, everyone.